competition. We are getting ready to have a demo run. A couple young ladies are going to do that for us. The course looks a little like this. They start off in the angled steps and take off to the tack board to a ring slider. Then they hit the flywheel off to the pole vault. Then they go to the log seesaw, to the angled steps, to the broken pipe, onto the octopus. Um, then they move along to the tick-tock, then to the pipe coaster, and then to the spinning baskets. And it moves very quickly. So if you are waiting to see a competitor, do not blink. It happens in the blink of an eye. And here come the two ladies for a demo run. Okay, they're getting ready to hit the angled steps to head off to the broken pipe, to the octopus. And now they're getting ready the tick-tock onto the pipe coaster. And last but not least is the spinning baskets. And we have found out this morning that the spinning baskets, if you don't hit them quite right, you're not going to move as quickly as you hope. So we will be getting underway again here in just a few minutes. We may have a couple of ghost runs to get us started off, and these ghost runs are guys that have competed and they've already made it to the second bracket. I mean, it's just kind of a practice run for them. Okay, the guys are being instructed as to what to do. So I feel like we will be moving on shortly.
Last call for check-ins for wave 2 of preteen males over at HT Small. First runners will go in approximately 5 minutes as your coaches and athletes in wave 2 of preteen males. Last call to check-in for TC Small. First runner in 5 minutes. Also, last call to check-in for wave 2 of young adult males at DC Tall. First runner will be in about 5 minutes, and that's for wave 2 of young adult males over at DC Tall. First runner 5 minutes. Attention again to all coaches and athletes in the kids female division. Your award ceremony for head-to-head is going to begin at just around 8:45, just a few minutes. So, kids, females, parents, coaches, and athletes, please make your way over to the award podium. Your head-to-head award ceremony beginning in just about 5 minutes. Attention coaches and athletes, check-in is opened up for wave two of team females over at stage 2 tall. First runner will go in approximately 30 minutes for wave two of team females over at stage 2 tall. First runner in 30 minutes. Get ready to check in now.
You get to run one because you don't have a competitor.
Reminder to all parents, coaches, and athletes in the kids female division, your head-to-head award ceremony is beginning in a few minutes. I repeat, kids female head-to-head award ceremony beginning in a few minutes. Head over to the podium now.
Okay, like I said a minute ago, these are going to be our ghost runners coming up, and they are the ones that got buys into the second round.
All right, so we got our ghost male runners here who qualified for buys into the second round. They're going to get they get an equal number of runs through the course. They get a ghost run here to start things off. So as you can see, our competitors are going to start with the angled steps over to the tack board to the ring slider, onto the flywheel, then the pole vault, down the log seesaw to the angled steps, followed by the broken pipe to the octopus, over to the tick-tock, followed by the pipe coaster, and finish with the spinning basket. So this is the kids male division. So it looks like our first head-to-head run, I think we had one ghost run maybe, as these guys had an odd number of participants. So our first run is going to be William Whitaker in the near lane versus Mason McGrath in the far lane. Mason out of Scottsdale, Arizona. William from Brentwood, Tennessee. They are ready to go here in the kids male division. William out to an early lead, over to the flywheel. The pole vault to the ring slider, over more angled steps. False that broken pipe to the
Octopus, and he wasted no time.
No kidding. William is on a roll here to this very final obstacle, the spinning baskets, and we saw
and
in
Mason's
the
catching up. He's on the spinning baskets as well.
and now William finally gets himself situated there on those spinning baskets. And basically what we saw with the kids females, especially say on their first runs, that very first time through those spinning baskets, they would tend to, if they got spinning around, that gave their opponent an opportunity to catch up. Now here's Ari Jefferson versus Walter Nguyen. Airy was off to an early lead, but Walter rallying here.
And they are neck to neck, nose to
Neck
nose.
and neck, no kidding. Airy onto the spinning basket, and Airy just ahead of Walter. Taps the buzzer just over a second quicker than Walter there. So great head-to-head run there. So our next competitors, William Gibson, the fourth here in the near lane, Leighton Marshall in the far lane. Liam trains at NYX Training Center in Woodstock, Georgia under Coach MJ. So we've seen MJ with a nice little collection of competitors here this weekend in Greensboro.
It's pretty close again with Williams slightly in the lead.
And man, I'm going to tell you, these are going to be neck and neck, I believe, all day long. So William leading barely, but it looks like Leighton at the very end, those spinning baskets, that's going to be the obstacle to watch, because what we've seen is many times in that kids female division this morning, they get to those spinning baskets at the end, and if our leader happened to run into a little bit of trouble, that opened the door for the second place competitor to catch up. Now Thomas Lapino here in the near lane with Braden DeMarks in the far lane.
Here they go.
Braden was out to an early lead, but Thomas right on his trail. Braden, no slip up so far. It's going to come down to that spinning basket. How does Braden do? Swings right around it. He took a strategy we haven't seen before. He almost like climbed through it. He didn't spin around it.
Okay.
He almost put one hand at the beginning and then reached to the backside, then reached with his first hand to hit the buzzer. So good win for him. Jacob Shaw now in the far lane versus Reese Crotty in the near lane here in the Kids Male division. Great run so far for Reese, leading just barely across those angled steps, down the broken pipe to the octopus.
This is going to come down to the last second.
This is. It's going to be who navigates those spinning baskets the smoothest. And oh
Reese.
my goodness, Reese barely. It was like he hesitated just a little bit to open the door for Jacob, but then he recovered at the very end to pull off the win. Our next competitor is Greg Mikaloff in the far lane versus Jack Barnes in the near lane. Pretty close so far. Greg out to a little bit, gaining a little bit of distance here, putting a little bit of distance between himself and Jack. On to the spinning baskets, and Greg. Greg just to kind of, he's got a lot of energy, man. He hit the buzzer and then he swung his way back.
I thought he was going to do the course in reverse.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was just going to hit the rewind button and make his way back to the beginning of the course. Jack Householder now in the near lane. He walks over, fist bump Xavier Lalaberte. Xavier from St. Madeleine, Quebec. Jack Holzhauser from Allison Park, Pennsylvania, here at the head-to-head competition. And Jack is like, wait a minute, did you guys start the course or what happened here? A little bit of confusion there. I'm not quite sure what happened. I was
I'm not either.
reading a little bit of their bio. I think Jack had a little bit of confusion over what was the starting sound. Jack representing Steel City Ninja. We've seen a lot of their competitors here this weekend at the World Championships. And now I think we're getting maybe just making sure we're getting set. The graphic here has gone on to the next competitors, but that is actually not accurate. This is Jack Householder against, I can't quite remember his competitor's name, but they are still at the starting line here waiting for a restart because Jack wasn't quite sure it was time to go.
And it looks like they're working on the graphic.
Yeah, they're trying to make sure that the right people. Here we go. Jack Holzhauser and Xavier Laliberte. Now we're ready to get started. Now Xavier, and it happened again. Jack is.
I think Jack is worried that he's getting a head
Xavier's
start,
getting a little bit of a.
is what it looks like to me. I don't know that for sure.
These guys definitely on opposite ends of the spectrum. Jack is kind of hesitating a little bit on go, and Xavier jumping the gun a little bit on go. And I think that's what Jack is saying. He's pointing at him like, hey, he's getting a head start here. And he's trying to figure out, okay, what is the signal to go? So he's trying, yep, the graphic is right. Jack with doing a happy dance there. He believes he's ready to compete.
There we go.
Xavier more than ready.
Now we're off.
All right, we got both guys going. Now Jack out to Wells. I think Xavier passed him on the flywheel. Across those.
Here we go.
Log seesaw to the angled steps.
Oh,
Xavier up to the spinning baskets with Jack hot on his heels. Who can get it first? And Xavier moves on
barely
to the next round, just ahead of Jack, swinging that spinning basket and making his way to the horn there, to the buzzer.
That was a fun race.
No kidding. Caden Cravett in the near lane versus Will Leffler in the far lane. So flywheel, neck and neck so far. Caden and Will.
On the angled steps, down to the broken pipe and the octopus.
Will zooming across that tick-tock up to the spinning baskets. Will he slow down enough for Caden to catch him? I think he did.
Oh.
Just like we've seen a lot of the morning so far, that spinning basket. If our leader runs into a little bit of a hiccup there on that spinning basket, the trail man has an opportunity to catch up, and that is exactly what just happened. Akil Menu versus Atticus McDonald. So Atticus McDonald now from Woodstock, Georgia. I believe he's another one of Coach MJ's.
Yes.
Here comes MJ right alongside him. Atticus with the lead. How across the tick-tock. Can he handle the spinning baskets at the end? Around the second one, and he got going the wrong direction a little bit.
Oh,
Can
they're
he get
both
going?
having trouble with the second one.
That's right, a kill. Can't quite, and a kill at the very end makes his way. Like you said, they both, when they hit that second spinning basket, it's almost like they get turned around and get headed the wrong way just a little bit.
Lead males over at stage 3 tall. First runner in about 30 minutes.
Okay, we've got Jonathan Bodon and Anthony Price going against each other. Anthony is from Winterfield, North Carolina, while Jonathan's from Greenville, North Carolina. So two North Carolinians. Oh, what just happened? We've stopped. Looks like we're heading back to the starting points.
I think one of the obstacles may have gotten turned a little bit.
Oh, that's why I hear somebody calling for a wrench. So there's the it's something with the course.
We've seen this from time to time. And our officials running down toward it is that last spinning basket. I think one of those spinning baskets is needing a little attention. And this is what we've seen just all week. We've got a referee, we've got another course assistant trying to guarantee that the course is safe and equitable. It's got to be, especially in the head-to-head category, they both have to be the same. There can't be one that's not spinning and one that is spinning. So with a pair of Tar Heels here, Anthony Price and Jonathan Bodon. Jonathan from Rock Solid Warrior. And I would honestly be surprised. I bet these guys compete against each other fairly regularly. And they're probably thinking, man, we come to the World Championship, and here I am facing you, two North Carolina kids. But you see them there and it almost looks like, don't they have the same jersey on?
It does look like.
So I believe they are on the same team. So
Okay.
two teammates competing against each other. So hopefully maybe they got a little.
They are from Rock Solid Warrior.
Rock Solid Warrior. So they are Rock Solid teammates, and I don't know if maybe they've got a little side bet here. Whoever loses has to buy the other one Biscuitville this morning when they head out of the Coliseum. Getting a little extra chalk. Jonathan. He and Anthony kind of strategizing what they're wanting to do here on the course. So this is a really cool moment for both of these guys that, I'm sure they spend so much of their time kind of locked in game mode. And so now here they are at the starting line, excited for the race, and they have to press the pause button waiting on a little course maintenance. So again, regardless of what happens here with their competition, looks like these guys are two pretty good buddies.
They're definitely comfortable with each other. Okay, looks like they're
maybe we
set.
are ready to hit that starting horn. So Anthony Price on the far lane, Jonathan Bodon on the near lane. Jonathan off with a little bit of a quick start there. Over to the flywheel, Anthony catching up. And Anthony leads as they head to the angled
But they are
steps. But
side by side.
they are shoulder to shoulder. Jonathan with a little bit of a misstep there gives Anthony a chance to hit the tick-tock first. Anthony's the first to the spinning basket, but Jonathan navigates the spinning basket cleanly as Anthony kind of got the spinning there on that spinning basket. He gets to the buzzer second, but Jonathan was able to pass Anthony. I believe they got a big hug there at the finish line for the teammates. So
Yes.
great sportsmanship. We've seen that here all weekend for the competitors. Now, McKinley Thaler versus Travis, I'm going to say Choik. But I'm not 100% I'm saying that correctly. Jonathan, I apologize, from Calgary, Alberta. A Canadian competitor, McKinley Thaler from Mesa,
And here
Arizona.
they go. They are
off and running.
hitting that flywheel.
Travis could not quite get the flywheel, so McKinley now takes the lead. His coach alongside him, guiding his movements. There we go.
The octopus.
Down the tick-tock.
Onto the pipe coaster.
Up the block. Now let's see how McKinley handles the spinning baskets. I believe he's got it. He kind of went with the climb through that we saw just a moment ago.
I noticed that.
Rather than taking a chance on that thing turning him, spinning him right round, he kind of climbs through. And Travis is still swinging. I believe he did get the buzzer there, but just a few ticks behind as McKinley now moves on. Connor Burke in the near lane. Colby Choquette in the far lane.
Both on the flywheel.
Angled steps here. On to the octopus, down to the tick-tock. Across that pipe coaster. Now here comes the spinning basket. So see, and Colby just zips right through those spinning baskets with no hesitation. Connor hot on his heels. So great race there, separated by just a few seconds, but Colby advances without a loss. So great race there.
Colby didn't see the first obstacle.
No kidding. Oscar Cypress now versus Chase Crompton. So both of these guys, as we've seen, they get off to a very similar start. Into the angled steps. Down the broken pipe to the octopus.
Tick-tock.
Down to the spinning basket. Oscar leading as we head to the spinning basket, and he gets the buzzer just a couple seconds ahead of Chase. So Oscar will move on with the victory. Now Colt Taggart here in the near lane.
And Ira
Versus Ira Vart from St. Michael, Minnesota. Last name pronounced Vagert. Okay, thank you guys for adding that on his bio. Ira Vagert from Ninjas United in Maple Grove.
And Ira is running,
Ira's on a roll here.
hitting that pipe coaster straight to the spinning baskets.
He got a little bit of spin on each one of them, but that's okay. He is moving on. He has punched his ticket to the next round. Samuel Lee in the next round versus Constantino Sapelis Haywood. I like Constantino's biopic. He's got a little double flex going. Queens, New York, 7 years old.
They are toe-to-toe with each other.
No kidding. Samuel with a slight lead, but Constantino now, and it is going to come down to that spinning basket. Making their way. Constantino with just a slim lead, and he zips on to the next round with a phenomenal run there. And Samuel, absolutely nothing to hang his head about, right on Constantino's tail. As Constantino barely gets the victory. So now moving down, I believe, to our second chance bracket. So our second chance bracket in the double elimination competition. These competitors trying to stay alive. William Gibson with a slight lead early over Walter Nguyen. William,
It's going to be a close one.
No kidding. I believe all of these are going to be nailed by. But William misses one of the spinning baskets. He has to go back, and that allows Walter Nguyen to stay alive. So great run there for both of those guys. And Walter puts himself, he stays alive. So now our next competitors here in the second chance bracket, Jacob Shaw in the near lane, Thomas Lapino in the far lane. And I'm not remembering these two guys from the first round, so I hope I'm not giving you some bad information here on the second chance bracket. Hopefully I'm giving you good information. Lapino and Shaw down to the wire here, across the tick-tock, up to that spinning basket. And Lapino did the same thing our previous competitor did. He just missed the handle there. And that gave Jacob Shaw, you could see he needed no sense of urgency there swinging across, because he knew his competitor had to start the obstacle over. So he just very easily swings around, punches that buzzer on to the next round. Now Jack Barnes in the far lane, Jack Householder in the near lane. Now Jack was the one missed the starting block a couple times, but had a great run nevertheless. And so here he is onto those angled steps.
Onto the broken pipe.
And Jack trying to mount a rally here. Jack versus Jack. Householder to the spinning basket, and he taps the buzzer. Flashes the number 1 sign as he's hanging there on the basket. As he makes his way back, he stays alive here in the competition. So now moving on here in the Kids Male head-to-head division, the World Ninja League World Championships. I believe this is going to be Will Leffler in the far lane versus Atticus McDonald in the near lane. Atticus from Woodstock, Georgia. Will from Mars, Pennsylvania. It's been fun watching these guys compete this week here. And you know they turn it up a notch in this head-to-head. Will bolting out to an early lead across the tick-tock, around the spinning basket, and punches the buzzer to stay alive here in the head-to-head competition. Great run there for Atticus McDonald. Comes up just a little short with Coach MJ there cheering him on. You can always count on him to be right there with those words of encouragement. Anthony Price now in the far lane versus Travis Chake in the near lane. Anthony off to a great start.
Travis isn't far behind. Travis had a little trouble and fell.
Okay, Anthony across onto the spinning basket. Let's see how Anthony handles the spinning basket. I liked his strategy there. He grabbed one basket with one hand, swung around, grabbed the next basket with the other hand, swung around, grabbed the final basket with the first hand. So real nice strategy there, just kind of swinging around about 90 degrees on each one. Connor Burke now in the far lane versus Chase Crompton. Our next to last round here in this round of the second chance competition. These guys trying to stay alive here in the head-to-head competition.
There we go to the flywheel, on to the angled steps, broken pipe, to the octopus.
Chase now rallying into the lead.
They're both on the pipe coaster, on to the spinning baskets.
Chase Crompton now from Westwood, Massachusetts, gets that buzzer and he stays alive here in the head-to-head competition. So
Connor's still working on that spinning basket. If you don't hit it right, that's a hard obstacle.
And I can about guarantee you, if I went out there right now, you guys could watch me just sit there and hang for however long I could hang and then crash to the ground, because I don't think I could swing that baby around to get to the next one. Colt Taggart in the far lane, Samuel Lee in the near lane. Samuel off to a quick start, but he got a hold of that ring slider that kind of slowed him down, and that gave Colt an opportunity, I think.
I believe we're starting over. It looks like we're going back.
Okay, we're going to get a restart. I think Samuel ran into some kind of issue there on that ring slider. And so he is going to start over. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Samuel had a little bit of an issue moving from that tack board to that ring slider. So
Okay, here's the restart. Looked like Samuel was off.
Samuel, here we go. Whatever issue he had there on that first run, absolutely no issue this time. Down the octopus and the tick-tock.
Here comes Colt trying to catch up.
Spinning, and no problem for Samuel on those spinning baskets, and he punches the buzzer and stays alive. And now I believe this was one of our very first competitors, William Whitaker, against RJ Moreland. And if I'm not mistaken, RJ did our ghost run for us as we had an uneven number. So he got a bye into the second round, if I'm not mistaken. We have not seen RJ actually compete against another athlete so far. Down the across over the TikTok. He's past the obstacle before I could even say it.
Right.
Across the spinning basket, kind of does a chin up and punches his ticket on to the next round, just ahead of William. Great run there for William Whitaker, but RJ moves on. RJ Moreland from Ashburn, Virginia, 8 years old, proving his ninja skills there. Now Leighton Marshall here in the near lane versus Ari Jefferson in the far lane. All right, let's see both of these guys.
It looks like this is going to be another close one. They're neck to neck.
And Ari with a
Leighton
little
just
bit of
took
hesitation there on that one obstacle. Kind of slowed him down just a little bit, which opened the door for Leighton onto the spinning baskets. Can he navigate? Oh, he fell off. And
It gave
that
Ari the chance.
opened the door for Ari. And Ari rolls right on through and stays alive on to the next round. So now our next competitors, Braden DeMarks in the far lane versus
Leighton Marshall.
I think Leighton was the previous
You're
one. There
right,
we go,
Reese.
Reese Crotty. I remember Reese earlier. Remember Reese running just a little bit ago because I was impressed with his tenacity for sure. Now Braden off to a hot start. Across the angled steps. And now Braden is zooming his way
TikTok.
through this course. Onto the spinning baskets. And wow. Braden DeMarks, he actually held
But
on.
Reese got so close.
Reese is right there. Braden kind of used both hands and swung around that spinning basket and just kind of leaped from one to the next. A little mini jump. Greg Mikhailoff versus Xavier Laliberte. Xavier in the near lane with Greg in the far lane. And this is an absolute barn burner.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I think Xavier he reached for an obstacle and lost his reach and fell. So Greg punches the buzzer, and now they're going to check on Xavier, who fell, and they are attending to Xavier to make sure he is okay. And that was an ugly spill there.
They were so close together. Xavier was giving it his best. That's one tough little boy. He's up and moving.
So Xavier, and these guys are ultra competitive, so when they fall and they see whoever they're going against go past them, that the physical pain and then a little bit of athletic pain just mentally seeing their competitor pass them. All right, Caden Kravitz. And let's see who Caden is going against here, waiting on that graphic to change. I believe it's going to be a chill menu. It is. Caden Kravitz versus a chill menu. Caden out of Gretna, Louisiana, and Akil from Granby, Quebec. So another Canadian competitor here.
Caden's out in the lead on those flywheels. Oh, but Akil is catching up.
Kill hot on his heels.
It might come down to the spinning baskets.
And a kill, I believe, is
He took the
overtaking
lead.
him, but who can get the buzzer first? I think Caden did a flyby, but he got it the next time. So Caden, you can see him spinning on that spinning basket. He reached up, couldn't, and he missed it the first go around. Then as he swung, he didn't give up, kept swinging and got it the second time. So great effort there for Caden Kravitz to move on here in the competition. Waiting on our graphics here for our next competitors. We've got two guys ready to roll. I think our tech guy running the graphics actually ran out to help our one competitor who had gotten hurt. So he's having to play catch up just a little bit. And again, that's just what you see here. These guys and ladies and gentlemen wear so many hats, and they're eager to jump in and help any way they can. So you see them pulling off many things. You might hear a moment ago, you just heard about four guys say, hey, give me a wrench. So not sure how many places you could go see four guys ask for a wrench at one time. Jonathan Bodone now versus McKinley Thaler out of Hit Squad Ninja Gym. He's Mac the Master from Mesa, Arizona, going against Jonathan Bodone, the rock-solid warrior from Greenville.
And they are both fast.
It's head-to-head. Let's see if the hometown kid, Jonathan, can notch another victory. He beat his teammate just a little while ago, and can he get the buzzer?
Oh, he flew by.
Did he? Oh, he fell.
Okay.
Jonathan fell. He went past the buzzer and dropped, lost his balance, and that allowed McKinley Thaler to catch him and hit the buzzer there and to record a win and advance here in the standings.
Nice run for both of you guys.
Oscar Cypress now versus Colby Coquette. So Oscar great run here. Believe Colby is moving on. And it is Colby who taps the buzzer there just ahead of Oscar. Great run for both of those guys. So Colby Coquette from Mansfield, Massachusetts, stays alive with a great run there here in the head-to-head. Next two competitors on the stand, ready to roll. Ira Vagert, let me make sure I'm getting that right. Ira Vagert, I remember him from last time in the yellow tee and the pink socks, maybe red socks. I messed up on my colors yesterday, and I believe this is Constantino. I remember him from the earlier run. His name stood out to me, and he's got a fan or a coach back here behind us who I heard cheering him on a little while ago in the first round. And I believe that is Constantino waiting on his name. He's looking at the screen like, hey, put my name up there, man.
I'm not Oscar.
You can hear him cheering on the screen, trying to will his name up there onto the screen. Constantino Sapellis Haywood, 7 years old from Queens, New York. Confident, ready to roll. So this is going to be a great run here between these two guys. I remember them from the first round.
Don't get distracted. It's going to be over before you know it.
No kidding. You better keep your eyes on the screen for these two guys. And now Ira off and running. Neck and neck to the flywheel. Over the angled steps. Let's go. Tino, I hear in the background. Cross the octopus to the tick-tock. Down the stretch they come. Constantino gets him. What a great run there for Ira Vagert.
Okay, we are off with William Whitaker and Samuel Lee. They're hitting the flywheel.
Samuel now back in the lead. Onto the octopus, across the tick-tock. William mounting a rally. And William Whitaker rallies past Samuel Lee. What a great race for both of these guys. I think Samuel's still going to jump back up and tap that buzzer. But William Whitaker, he's one of the ones we've seen who is just about mastered those spinning baskets there at the end. So if he is within striking distance when he gets to those spinning baskets, he rolls. So now Chase Crompton in the near lane versus, I'm not sure who that is in the far lane. It's like, I thought that was Leighton Marshall we just had. Was it not? Okay. We'll say Leighton Marshall now in the far lane. Chase Crompton here in the near lane. Across the tick-tock. Spinning basket. He's spinning around, and that's going to give Chase the opportunity. So similar situation to what we've seen there is that spinning basket. Now my man from I believe this is Anthony Price, the local guy, and Reese Crotty in the far lane. Yeah, I remember Anthony. Anthony here in the near lane, Reese Crotty in the far lane. Anthony, local North Carolina product. And Reese says he thinks the best thing about Ninja is you get to fly. He'd go to the gym every day if mom would let him. He likes riding his bike, swimming, rock climbing, bouldering, reading fantasy books. He's always looking for new adventures on and off the course. So he is certainly in the right place for adventure. So Reese versus Anthony. We saw Anthony versus his teammate Jonathan Baudon a little while ago, early in the competition. They are both ready to go here at the starting line. Reese and Anthony Anthony navigates the flywheel a little quicker in the pole vault. Up to the angled steps. Reese trying to play catch up. Cross the tick-tock.
Anthony's down to the spinning basket.
Anthony, what
Not
does
showing
he
any
have? And
trouble.
he's
There
got
we
it.
go.
Good. So Anthony Price, he tried that one hand, other hand, back to the first hand tactic or technique there on the spinning baskets. And Anthony survives. So now Will Leffler in the near lane versus Xavier Laliberte in the far lane. These guys trying to stay alive here in the comeback bracket. Will out to an early lead. Across the angled steps, Xavier hot on his heels. And Will navigating the pipe coaster. Here he comes to the spinning baskets. No problem. 22.89 seconds for Will, and he stays alive here in that second chance bracket. And now my man Jack. Jack is back. Householder. I remember him. He's been one of, I believe, that's Jack.
It looks like him.
Once again, he needs a voice command on that. There we go. Jack Householder versus.
He did that little twist and ta-da, his name pops up.
Like a magician. Now versus Akil Menu. So Jack out of Steel City Ninja. They've become certainly one of my favorite groups here at the World Ninja League Finals. Across the angled steps. Jack zooming to the tick-tock. Akil rallying. It's going to come down to the spinning baskets. Who can solve the spinning basket? But Jack got turned around just a little bit. And Akil rolls on. Unfortunately, Jack just got to that spinning basket and could not quite make his way to the buzzer. Nice run there for Jack. He's been a fun athlete to watch here in this kids male division. So now Anthony's teammate, Jonathan Baudouin, versus Jacob Shaw. Jonathan out of Rock Solid Warrior here in North Carolina. Jacob Shaw, Canadian from Calgary, Alberta. So let's see what Jonathan can do. And I may be saying his name incorrectly. I hope not. I apologize if I am. Jonathan rallying.
Yes, he is.
He had fallen behind just a little bit, but he got a little bounce in his step there. And if he can handle the spinning baskets, Jonathan is going to move on. So he had fallen behind early, did not let that deter him, and rallied to victory to keep moving on here. So now our next competitors, Walter Nguyen here in the near lane, Oscar Cypress in the far lane. We'll see which one of these guys. So, I think Walter, something happened there as a false start. So, one of these guys on these angled steps got a little bit. So we're going to try it again. We've seen that happen a couple times where they start and then there's maybe a false start there on the 3, 2, 1 go, and they kind of start over. And go. Now they're off. Oscar to the ring slider. And Oscar lost his step just a little bit up there.
Okay.
But Walter still hot on his
He
heels.
is.
Across the TikTok and the pipe coaster.
They are so close to each other.
They went into those spinning baskets absolutely neck and neck, but it's Oscar who pulls out the victory, and he stays alive. So now Ira Vagert versus Mason McGrath. Ira, we've seen him, our St. Michael, Minnesota kid, against Mason, fighting their way through this second chance bracket, trying to stay alive. Across the TikTok, up the pad to the spinning baskets, and Ira Vagert with a very clean run there, and he stays alive here in this second chance bracket.
And there goes Mason.
Believe this is my man. We've seen him a couple times so far. Once we get the, is this William Whitaker, if I'm not mistaken? Are you going to be impressed if that's right?
I am always impressed.
We're waiting on the graphic to pop up here.
Your memory.
How about this? Come on, give it to me, William Whitaker. Let me see if I'm right on that one. I like the little blonde hair and the black tee and the black sweats and the black tee. It's just a very, sort of like the simple black, like a 19-year-old Mike Tyson getting ready to make his way to the ring and just pound on somebody in about 45 seconds.
Like a ninja.
Booyah, William Whitaker. I was right. Okay, William Whitaker here in the near lane versus Chase Crumpton in the far lane. Both of these guys fighting to try to stay alive here in the second chance bracket.
Chase's wingspan is 4 foot 1 inch. That's pretty impressive.
No kidding. Which will certainly come in handy here on this course today. So William Whitaker, and they are stride for stride making their way to that second set of angled steps across the broken pipe to the octopus, down to the spinning baskets. Can my man William stay alive? Of course he can. What a great run there for William Whitaker, and he stays alive here.
Chase gave a great run there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Chase, and that's what we're seeing here, is that you just have to be absolutely flawless and maybe get just a little bit of luck on your side to stay alive at this point. So now Anthony Price from right here in North Carolina versus Will Leffler. I believe Will is from Mars, Pennsylvania.
We've
so
got a restart.
Looks like maybe we got a false start there again. Some kind of issue there in the beginning. Now got to get everything reset, wait on these guys to get all the technical things taken care of so they can restart here. There we go, down the first line, over to the flywheel. Anthony,
Angled
this is a
steps.
foot race for these guys. Across the tick-tock, onto the who can handle the spinning
Oh my
baskets.
goodness.
And Will Leffler, what a phenomenal effort there from Anthony Price. A great race for those two young guys. But it's Will Leffler who manages to punch his ticket to the next round. So that's going to bring back Anthony's teammate, Jonathan Baudon, versus Akil Menu. Maybe it's Baudouin. I apologize. One request I'm going to make next year is that on the bio information for the athletes, if there is a name that I might possibly mispronounce, we get a phonetic pronunciation to help me out. I want to make sure I'm saying these correctly for you guys watching at home. I hate messing your name up as bad as you hate hearing it get messed up. So if I'm saying it incorrectly, I certainly apologize. Jonathan rolling out to an early lead onto the flywheel. Akil trying to rally, slips just a little bit. Jonathan across the tick-tock onto the spinning baskets. He's coming down the home stretch, but he got
Here
hung
comes
up on the
Akil.
second spinning basket, and that
And Akil won.
was all Akil needed.
After Akil had the slip up, you know he was worried, but he caught up and ended up winning.
Phenomenal run for both of those guys.
No doubt.
And you know Jonathan is kicking himself as he just got hung up just a little bit on that second spinning basket. Well,
He's not the first one to get hung up on the spinning baskets.
don't blink. These two guys are back. Started just a moment ago. Looks like maybe we had a false start there, but Ira Vagert and Oscar Cypress. Both of these guys trying to stay alive here in the head-to-head at the World Ninja League Championships.
Let's try it again. Here we go.
Oscar out to an early lead. Ira trying to rally.
They hit that log seesaw.
Oh, and I think Oscar ran into a little trouble, and that's going to, as long as Ira stays clean here, he's got to handle that spinning basket. And he's having a little bit of trouble on that last one. Yeah, and he finally gets to the buzzer. Oscar fell, and as Oscar fell, he went spiraling forward a few feet, so he had to get back up and backtrack a little bit to get back on course, and Ira had a little bit of difficulty there on that last spinning basket, and that opened the door for Oscar to almost rally, but Ira's able to move on. So now I believe this is RJ versus Ari. RJ Moreland from Ashburn, Virginia versus Ari Jefferson, I believe from New York. Let me spin down. No, I'm sorry, from Gahanna, Ohio. I believe
got
maybe
a restart.
we got a restart there. Okay. I like Ari's gym or his jersey on his bio says Lab Rats. So
Now
these
they're
guys
off.
are in the lab nonstop, working on their skills, perfecting their skills. RJ rolling out to a lead early. Ari trailing, trying to rally. RJ to the spin baskets, and he makes it look easy. RJ Moreland is going to be tough to beat. I'm calling it now. He is zooming through this course with such relative ease. The 8-year-old from Ashburn, Virginia. And it is, if somebody is going to dethrone RJ, it is going to take a perfect effort and maybe just a little bit of luck. So Greg Mikhailoff now in the near lane. Braden DeMarks in the far lane. All right, Braden and Greg, both of them out of the starting gate. And Greg looks like he lost his footing on those that broken pipe just a little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
But he fights back, and Greg Mikhailoff with a time right at RJ's. So that magic number for whoever wins this head-to-head competition is going to be right at 20 seconds, because that's what RJ and I believe Braden just recorded both of these guys. So now Caden Kravitz and McKinley Thayer. McKinley in the near lane. Neck and neck as they make their way through the second set of angled steps. And Caden ran into a little bit of trouble there on the broken pipe, and that gives McKinley a little bit of breathing room around the spinning baskets, and McKinley is moving on. So Caden was having a very nice run there, got a little bit of a misstep, and that allowed McKinley to pull out the victory. Here we go, my man Constantino has established himself as a fan favorite here versus Colby Choquette. With Constantino Sapellis Haywood. Here's my guy from Queens, New York. I was thinking of. I knew we had one of these guys from New York versus Colby Choquette from Mansfield, Massachusetts. Not Maryland, Mansfield, Massachusetts. Both of these guys. Well, no, I'm sorry. Constantino is 7 years old out of the Grit Ninja. Colby from Surge Ninja.
Colby takes a little bit of a lead.
And Colby zooming his way. It's going to come down to the spinning baskets. Can he get those cleanly? Constantino trying to rally, but Colby at the, when I say at the buzzer, I mean at the buzzer. I think Constantino might have.
He fell trying to get to the buzzer.
Okay, so as he was leaping to the buzzer, he lost his footing just a little bit and just barely missed that buzzer. So now we've got Akil Menu in the near lane and Ari Jefferson in the far lane, trying to stay alive here in this comeback bracket. Ari out of M Lab in Ohio. Akil from Granby, Quebec.
And there they go across the flywheels onto the pole vault. Now the log seesaw. Down the broken pipe. Are we at the tick-tock?
Oh, to the tick-tock. And they're not on the tick-tock even long enough for you to say tick-tock. And Ari swings around and taps the buzzer, and Ari stays alive. So Ari with a time of 23.92. Great rally there because he just ran into a buzzsaw a few moments ago against RJ. So he had a great run. RJ was just a little bit too strong. Now, this is going to be interesting here. Braden DeMarks in the far lane. Ira Vagert in the near lane. Braden out to a little bit of a lead, but Ira has shown just a tremendous amount of grit here. Even if he falls behind a little bit, he is great at coming back.
Yes, he is.
But Braden with a clean run there. And Braden has broken the 20-second barrier.
Okay, he sure did.
19.73 seconds for Braden DeMark. So I believe that is going to be our fastest time of the morning. I don't know that for sure, but it seems like that is the fastest run we've had. My man William Whitaker versus Caden Kravitz. William in the near lane.
Caden's got the slight lead.
But, man, just like we talked about, William with absolutely no quit in him whatsoever. Caden across the tick-tock. The pipe coaster. Here we go to the spinning baskets. And, oh, Caden just barely. I thought William was going to catch him there.
I did too.
At the very end, but he could not quite catch up. So I believe, according to what we have, Will Leffler is on the stand here on the near stand, and Constantino Sapellis Haywood, who was just on the course just a few moments ago, and he's got to make his way back up to the starting line. And, you know, all of these kids, they love to stay active. And one thing about this head-to-head competition, if you're winning, you're going to stay active because you got to make your way back to that starting grid here in just a few minutes. And Constantino ready to go. Will Leffler here in the near lane. Up to the flywheel. And Constantino with a little bit of a lead there on the flywheel
Will's
across
right
the,
behind him, right beside him.
and I believe Will has surpassed him. They are by a nose.
Back and forth.
Oh,
that was
Will reached and could not quite reach the buzzer, and that gave Constantino the opening he needed, and now Constantino is moving on. Great effort there for Will Leffler. So here's Ari Jefferson in the near lane, Braden DeMarks in the far lane, and if I'm not mistaken, Braden was under 20 seconds just a moment ago. So let's see if he can duplicate that run here, because it looks like certainly he is the cheat code for this course. He's true to form so far. Watch how he does these spinning baskets. He goes two hands, zip, 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 and he's done. So he says,
Very
hey.
nicely done. Yep, there's another 19.
That 19-second run was no fluke. I'm going to do it again. And that's exactly what Braden DeMarks does right there to move on. And now these other guys are phenomenal, but Braden and RJ are kind of putting themselves in a category of their own with the runs that they're having here in this double elimination. So I believe Constantino, again, who just won his heat, and Caden Kravitz, who hasn't been done but a minute, they are going to make their way back up to the starting block here momentarily, and I believe they are going to give those guys just a moment to catch their breath, because, again, once they get to this point, the reward you get for winning your heat is, hey, get your tail back up to the starting line. You get to go again. And Constantino and Caden, they're like, hey, no problem, man. I'm still fighting for a head-to-head championship here. So I'll jump back up. Caden in the near lane, Constantino Sapellis Haywood in the far lane. 3, 2, 1, and go. Down the ring, across the flywheel.
Long seesaw.
Constantino slipped just a little bit, but he got back up to the angled steps, across the broken pipe to the octopus, the tick-tock. It's all going to come down to the spinning baskets, and Constantino finds the buzzer just ahead of Caden Kravitz. So Constantino stays alive. And Constantino making his way through this comeback bid, the comeback bracket. Now Greg Mikhailoff versus R.J. Moreland. Now R.J. has been unbelievably impressive so far. Greg out to an early lead, but R.J. rallies, and now R.J. in the lead across the angled steps. Over to the octopus and the tick-tock. R.J. not slowing down. To spinning basket. He has solved that spinning basket like maybe no other athlete we've seen here. So RJ zooms across that spinning basket. I mean, it is literally zip, zip, zip. He just barely even makes contact on those spinning baskets. And now that was a 19.11 second run for RJ. Colby Choquette in the near lane, McKinley Thaler in the far lane.
Colby's ahead by a little. Not for long. McKinley back to Colby.
Colby got a little bit of a lead now, a little bit of breathing room. He can't mess up, though. You can't open the door, and he says, hey, no problem, I'm not going to mess up. Colby punches the buzzer and punches his ticket on to the next round. Just under 21 seconds for Colby. And hey, here we go. My man, Constantino. He's got Greg Mikhailoff, who was just right there with RJ moments ago.
Another great competitor.
Constantino, he just looks so cool, man. He just likes this, like this is just a stop along his day. He's going to head on, do something else fun when he leaves here. Greg navigating that flywheel. They both land coming off the flywheel almost simultaneously, racing across the broken pipe to the tick-tock. Greg ahead by a hair.
Oh, my goodness.
Did Greg get it?
Greg got it.
I think they
Constantino's, there we go.
They both reached for the buzzer almost at the exact same time. And I think when Constantino reached, he just didn't quite get the buzzer. So his final time there, not necessarily an accurate reflection of the run that he had.
It's a reflection of those spinning baskets.
No kidding. All right, McKinley Thaler up top against somebody I would consider one of our favorites here after the steps that we've taken. Braden DeMarks, he is just not even slowing down. I don't know that I could just run alongside of him any quicker than he makes it through the course with all these obstacles. Zip, zip, zip on the spinning basket. Okay, a little bit more trouble than we've seen typically from Braden, but McKinley was having a little bit of difficulty on his own in the early going. So Braden had a little bit, is that time right? 20.39? If that time was right, 20.39 for Braden, then he was potentially on pace for an under 19, a sub 19 run before he ran into a little bit of difficulty there on that last spinning basket.
I mean, I could only assume the time is right.
So now Greg Mikhailoff, I believe, back on the starting block. And so now I believe the winner of this race is going to face RJ for the head-to-head championship, if I'm not mistaken. So Braden DeMarks versus Greg Mikhailoff. Boy, this is going to be these next two races. Do not get up, guys. Do not leave your television. Do not leave your computer. If you're watching at work and your boss is calling for you, uh, send them to voicemail. That you've got to stay exactly where you are here for the next few minutes, because this is going to be some races you are not going to want to miss. Greg Mikhailoff on the starting block. Braden DeMarks making his way back. He just finished, so here he comes trying to punch their ticket to the final, and they're off. And I believe we're going to have to do a restart. I think Greg might have had a little bit of a I'm not exactly sure what happened there. One of them maybe had a false start. Could you see exactly what happened
I
there?
did not.
Okay. All right, so Braden, that actually works to Braden's advantage because he literally just ran the course a couple minutes ago, so that actually maybe gives him a chance to catch his breath just a little bit. Greg is eager and ready to go, and I believe we're going 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Greg in the near lane. Braden in the far lane. Across the flywheel. Braden with the early lead. Up onto the octopus. Now to the TikTok with no hesitation. Can he handle the spinning baskets? Yes, he can. Braden DeMarks.
Look at the difference in the time.
2 sub 19-second runs. Unbelievable runs there for Braden DeMarks and Greg Mikhailoff. And so now, I apologize, I was not right earlier. Okay, now RJ Moreland versus Colby Turquette. And maybe this is going to be for a spot in the finals versus Braden. RJ rolling so far. Colby Turquette with his work cut out for him. RJ zooming to the lead.
Colby
Across the
is
TikTok.
right beside of him.
Colby had a little bit of trouble there, and RJ rolls on.
Look at that time.
These guys, it's almost like watching Michael Phelps swim, and you're sitting there going, can he possibly swim any faster? And the next time he hits the water, he has shaved off about a half a second. These guys, I thought those 20-second runs were not
unbeatable.
That's right. Could not possibly be improved on. We saw 2 sub 19-second runs a moment ago, and now RJ clears in under 18 seconds. So RJ Moreland and Braden DeMarks, I believe this is a rematch from earlier. If I'm not mistaken, these two guys faced off earlier this morning, and they are going to have a rematch. Let me pause for just a second. I want to get some clarification.
First runners will go in approximately 30 minutes as will wave 3 of Team Female over at stage 2 tall. First runner in about 30 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, so that's what we've got. Braden DeMarks has R.J. Moreland. I'm sorry, that is not R.J. That is Colby Chiquette. Okay, so Colby Chiquette now versus Braden DeMarks. I thought that put Braden into the championship against RJ, but maybe it's these two guys against each other to see who faces RJ in the championship. So this is to see who advances out of that comeback bracket to face RJ Moreland for all the marbles. So Colby in the far lane, Braden DeMarks in the near lane. Braden, who just can't, I mean, he has got his workout in this morning. I hope when he walks out of here shortly, he gets whatever he wants for breakfast, lunch, whatever you want to call it. And Colby, too. I mean, both of these guys have had a full morning here.
Yes.
Love that right there. Colby comes over and high stakes moment here. Colby gives Braden a little fist bump. These guys are ready to roll. Waiting, I think, on the go ahead. And there we go. Beep, 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 and roll. See who will make it into the championship. Braden hesitated just a little bit. Let Colby slip up into the lead. Can Braden rally? He knows he's got to handle the spinning baskets perfectly, and that's exactly what he does. You saw Braden coming off the flywheel a little, not quite as clean as what he's used to. So that allowed Colby to put himself in the lead, and Braden had to play catch up for only the second time today. And he said, I will not lose again. So he caught Colby. And I would just like to see, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see both of these guys just take a running start and do that spinning basket. You have got the guys, this is, I'm telling you, watching both of these guys maneuver, they barely touch. Like if
it's 1, 2, 3, beep.
If the crime scene investigators came after these two guys, they couldn't even get their fingerprints off the spinning basket. They are just barely making contact. I don't know if you've seen any of those people on TikTok who do that thing where they're kind of walking, but it doesn't look like their feet are touching the ground. But anyway, maybe that's just me.
I've not seen that.
Maybe not seen that one on TikTok. Well, we'll look it up here later today. And it almost looks like they're walking, just gliding across air. That is what it looks like when RJ and Braden hit those spinning baskets at the finish line. So I believe they're going to let Braden catch his breath for just a moment. We see Wyatt. We're missing Wyatt today. I believe he's working on another course. Looked like he had a partner there, and they kind of looked like they were in a power walking competition.
Well, you know Wyatt never stops.
No,
he's on the go.
Wyatt probably was a ninja earlier when he was growing up. He never stops.
I know he's a skateboarder now.
And we are ready. So here's the situation. R.J. Moreland, far lane in the pink shirt. Braden DeMarks from from Branchburg, New Jersey in the near lane. RJ out of Ashburn, Virginia. Braden would have to beat RJ twice to win the championship in a double elimination format. RJ racing. Don't look away. You're going to miss it. Here they come to the spinning basket. Who is going to navigate the spinning basket first? And it's RJ.
No, it's Braden.
I'm sorry. Braden hit it first. I'm sorry, I looked up. I was kind of watching, and Braden did by 0.2 seconds. He got RJ, which means guess what?
Another run.
We get to see it again. So These two guys have raced twice so far today. RJ got Braden the first time, and now Braden got RJ the second time. So here we go. I thought I saw RJ reach up and hit the buzzer, but it was within 0.2 seconds. Again, this reminds me of when you see two swimmers in the Olympics, or maybe two sprinters in the Olympics, and they both appear to cross that finish line at the same time, and you have to kind of almost go to a video review and a still shot to see who the actual winner was. And Braden DeMar, wow, both under 18 seconds, a number I thought was not even imaginable when we started here about an hour or so ago. Must-see TV right here, folks. Braden DeMarks now is going to be in the far lane. R.J. Moreland in the near lane. And I don't know if those lanes have a significance, because that's not the lane they were in a moment ago. Braden was in the near lane and R.J. was in the far lane for their recent run. And now they have flip-flopped. So Braden's going to be up top, and RJ is going to be down. And I'm glad they are giving these guys an opportunity to catch their breath just a little bit. So coming up next, we've got the preteen female category. That is scheduled to start at 10:15, but that is not going to happen. We're going to be a little bit behind. RJ now in the near lane. Braden in the far lane. One slip up could spell the difference. Both of these guys with unbelievable runs here at the World Ninja League head-to-head World Championship. RJ off to a little lead. Braden rallies. RJ, Braden, RJ.
Braden.
And Braden with the win. Braden DeMarks does it. So Braden rallies past RJ. It was absolutely back and forth. They raced 3 times today. What an absolute treat for these fans here at the Greensboro Coliseum, for all of those guys. And Braden DeMarks is our head-to-head world champion. What a great job for these guys. We're going to pause for just a moment, and we will be back with the preteen females here in maybe 10 to 15 minutes, somewhere around in there. Thank you for joining us.